Hi, I'm Cynthia Gregory, publisher and editor of the Love Notes Anthology 2.0. And today we're here with one of our contributing authors, Ceara Fate. Her chapter is Logging On and Checking Out. Welcome, Ceara.
Hi, Cynthia. Thanks for having me. I have my book right here.
Yay! I love this book so much. It's so pretty. I always like looking at it and giving it away and talking to the authors. This experience has just been off the hook amazing. And your contribution to this book, I think, is amazing too. I've mentioned this at the launch and in other places, but you're the youngest voice in this chorus of voices, and I think a really important one. You're representing a different generation that, with the combined wisdom of all the voices, is even more potent. So I just have a couple questions for you, and then we're going to have you read from your chapter if you're willing.
Sounds great.
Right. So, how did sharing this story change you, if at all? How did publishing change you?
Well, my great grandmother thinks I'm famous. I brought her a copy that's signed, and I didn't tell her anything beforehand. She's like, "We have a famous person in the family."
That
So I
is so
think,
adorable.
but it felt nice to finally put my perspective on the digital world and growing up the way that I did out there because I've been feeling this way for a long time, but I still find myself immersed in the internet world and the and just having to be on the internet at all times. Like I have to. I made a living this way, but I still can't help but feel that there's something wrong with it and
Yeah,
that it's hard to connect with my peers and people around me in person because everyone is always like glued to the little
they're
screen.
fun. Yeah, I mean, you are a digital native. Those of us from the Jurassic period came to it a bit later in life. And so your experience is, I think it's much more personal with the whole digital world. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah, I think the first time I touched a keyboard, I was like 3 or 4 years old. So I wrote a lot about that in the chapter. And it's just, I remember a world without social media and the internet. But at the same time, now it's kind of hard to go without it because I was so immersed in it at such a young age. But I realize, kids don't really go outside anymore. People don't have deep conversations. It's all on the phone, on the internet, on social media, and it affects how socially we connect with
We
each other.
engage. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Well, maybe your generation will be the one to change all that for us, and we can get back to more of a sense of balance. Who knows? So, what did you learn from the experience of going through this process of putting your lived experience on paper and then seeing it in print?
I learned that there are quite a few people out there that also feel the same way, but they don't know what to do about it. So we're just like, well, it's just the way it is. We got to deal with it. And I also learned that there's a whole other group of people that don't see a problem. They're like, well, I'm connected to everybody at all times. Like, what's the issue?
Really?
Yeah. So I saw the very clear split in the groups of people that have come out of this generation. We're very divided, and it's kind of interesting.
That is really interesting, and I think that it could be future conversations to have. So, what do you hope people will take away from reading your chapter?
I hope people that are the older generations see that we're not all entirely immersed and happy with this digital world we live in. It's great, it's fun, I love it, but at the same time, on a human level, it's difficult. We still have trouble connecting with one another, making deep connections that are more than surface level. And the younger generations, we're seeing a decline in social skills and outgoing personalities and even event attendance among Gen Z and now Gen Alpha. And I'm hoping the newer generation that's born this year, Gen Beta, they're a little different. I hope my generation as parents understand this and do something about it.
I
But I
love
hope
that pers
people,
I love that perspective so much. And I would love to see you pursue that, honestly, because it's like, who better to do that?
right. And we'll always have this planet and we'll always have each other. And the internet and the digital world could get turned off at any moment. It could all be
Yes.
gone. So we just have to remember that we are human at our essence and that we have to spend more time with each other.
That is so beautiful. That's a pull quote right there. It's a little nice little pull quote. So please read from your chapter for us.
It's very clear to me that parasocialism has replaced deep, meaningful relationships. Parasocial relationships form with celebrities, influencers, or anyone with an online platform. We feel like we know them, their routines, opinions, moods, but we don't. And often we barely know our loved ones. Parasocial relationships are one sided relationships that individuals often form with public figures, celebrities, and influencers, where they invest emotional energy into the relationship, while the public figure is completely unaware of their existence. It's like when your friend claims they're friends with Kylie Jenner, but they just sent her 50 Instagram DMs that were not even opened. It makes me feel queasy that there may be people on the internet out there who think they're close with me, but it is just a parasocial connection that I know nothing about. There are many lurkers on the internet who are getting to know you by your post without conversing with you at all. Why visit a friend when you can watch their story in real time? You don't need to be famous to share the glamour of everyday life. No one knows that your profile is just a highlight reel. No one knows that you are really aching for someone to show up and give you a hug unwarranted because you have been feeling less than enough. No one knows that your grandmother has been battling stage 4 cancer and you're her main caretaker. No one knows you have bounced from therapist to therapist just to feel an ounce of happiness. No one knows.
Love that so much. Thank you for your contribution to this book. And I really think there's something to this that we'll have to talk about at another time. But I love your perspective, and I'm so happy to have you in Love Notes. Congratulations on becoming a published author. And I know it won't be the last time.
Thank you, Cynthia. This has been a great experience.
I'm so glad. So we're going to put your contact information in the chat. If somebody needs a digital expert, I would surmise that they would want to come to you for a little bit of advice. So if they want to find you, we'll be able to do that for them too.
Yay.
Yay! Awesome. Go out and get Love Notes if you haven't. Give it to someone you love. And please leave a review. It really helps the algorithm. See you next time.
Bye.